Greetings, everyone. Pete here from Comic Book Geezers. Welcome to another edition of the show, and the co-pilot, as always.
I'm Wild, building on comic. Thanks for being here for another episode of Comic Book Geezers. As per your requests, we're going to do a new venture. It's going to be called Worst and Best Artists, or Best and Worst Artists for every Marvel character. Someone gave us that suggestion,
and we love it because we could be doing this forever. So that's pretty cool. And we decided I let Bill choose the first inaugural for the premiere episode of this as the Hulk. And you got to show the rest of that off. Come on, that's classic Steranko right there.
Yes, Hulk Annual 1.
That's right.
So I picked the Hulk because he's my favorite, and
another great reason to pick the Hulk, not only because he's one, we both love the character, but he had a lot of people work on a lot of artists have drawn the Hulk over the years. Some amazing and
some not so amazing
at all. Yeah, exactly.
And we've talked about this before, and so this might be kind of a repeat.
That's okay. Well, because I got one that we haven't talked about before.
Okay, so. But to the viewer who suggested it, shout out to you. Thank you. I didn't go back and look at his name. I forgot.
He knows who he is.
Yes, but
thank you for the suggestion. We
finally got to it. But at the same token, dude, 5,000 characters? Are you going to be all right? Do every character?
Every character.
Holy shit, man. Are you for real? That's 5,000 characters. I might do 5 or 6, man. 5,000? Okay.
We'll do
this is going to take a long fucking time, man. So we have an endless supply of data right there, dude. So yeah, you opened a fucking door, man, for us. So actually, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. So I guess I'm going to start off and say I think the greatest Hulk artist for me is Herb Trimpe. And before Herb, actually it was Marie Severin, because she was working on the Hulk before Herb, and sometimes Herb was doing her inks.
Yeah, that's true.
So Marie Severin technically is really the best, but I think there's just something special for me personally about Herb Trimpe. But also Sal Buscema. When I was a teenager in the late 70s, early 80s, Sal Buscema had taken over the torch after Herb Trimpe. And I think Sal had Mike Esposito doing the inks for him. This is one of the real close to my subscription. I think the very next issue started my Hulk subscription. So who do you have as...
Well, I mean, I agree with everything Bill just said, but I tried to really just keep it at one, and I got to go with Herb, man.
Sorry,
I want you to pull your Herb Trimpe cover out there, because that's a spectacular and underrated cover with fighting Maximus there, the Evil Inhumans. But just now, why do we like Herb Trimpe so much? I know we've done a tribute show on him.
The details in his face, the consistency also.
Yeah, he's always the same color. Well, he doesn't do the colors, but I just think that he always looks the same. He's got that enough monstrous appearance to him, but yet still there's a little bit of humanity in the way Herb drew him, and I don't know. To me, he's always been the quintessential Hulk artist, even though his run was lengthy, but not like but Marie Severin also, I think, captured the spirit of the Hulk as well, and I almost went with Marie Severin too, but I think for me Trimpe's just got to be number one.
Yeah, I mean, he had the longest run, right?
Yeah.
And Sal Buscema, on the other hand,
the more modern, the later
he
on,
kind of pretty boy Floyd.
Yeah,
he prettied him up. It made his face look a little bit more humanized, not so much brutish.
Yeah,
but the muscles and everything else, the rest of his body, man, that he really had the definition down.
Yeah.
I think Sal Buscema was the next greatest thing since Herb Trimpe.
I think overall they humanized the Hulk a little bit more in the run that Sal was working on, and he in the face he totally worked with that whole concept.
So who's your worst artist for the Hulk?
Well, I really I really wanted to go deep a little bit here, and I actually just picked up this issue very recently. So it's someone who really did not work with the Hulk much.
Who?
But it's just bad. This is a guy named Bob Powell, who was an old school artist who worked on stuff in the 50s and the early 60s.
Bob
and actually,
Powell.
Yeah, exactly. And Jack Kirby actually did the inking here, but ironically enough, Kirby was the guy who created the Hulk, right? But here, so this is a Kirby cover, but I want to take you inside to actually see the.
So when's this book? From 64?
Probably, yeah, something like that. So, I mean, this is just, and you're going to have to see this to believe it, but look at some of this awful...
Oh, right there.
I mean, look at this. It's just terrible. He looks like I don't know what he looks like. He doesn't look like the Hulk. He looks
He's got kind
feeble.
of a Frankenstein face.
Yeah, he totally does.
Is that the leader?
Yeah, it's the leader. He draws a leader okay. But, I mean, just...
He look kind of short.
I mean, look at this. Look at this Hulk laying in the bed here. I mean,
Hulk's in bed? What's
yeah,
that
he looks like a big fat guy just sitting in bed, like Frankenstein head. Look at this.
There's the Frankenstein head.
Yeah, he's got the flat top going. It's just like, what is... In no way, shape, or form does he look... And here he is. Like, he comes out of the ice. He's like, oh, great. He's like rinsing himself off like a pro wrestler or a boxer or something like that. It's just absolutely terrible. And I'm like, throughout this whole story, I'm just like, this is like the worst Hulk art I've ever seen. Well, close to
Go
it.
back. What was this I just saw? Did you show that?
Yeah, I don't know if they saw it, but him breaking out of the ice or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
It looks like he's in
like he's yawning.
It looks like he's in a pool. You know what I mean? Like it's an aerial shot looking down.
I mean, look at this. Look at how goofy this looks. You know what this looks like? Oh, I'll tell you what this looks like. Remember the old Hulk cartoon from the 60s?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's what it looks like. It's almost like they took some stuff from here. It's just awful. I mean, look at it. He looks like an old man.
I couldn't take the song.
Look at this.
Remember that cartoon?
Oh, I totally do.
The song was horrible.
So so I'm sorry, Mr. Powell, but you get my vote for...
How you hop across the screen.
Bob Powell gets my vote for worst Hulk artist ever. So.
I'm going to go into the future. Right?
And I knew you were. That's why this compliments it, because I wanted to go for an old one, and I knew you were going to grab it.
We've shown this off before. Hulk 362. Kevin Nowlin. You are the worst Hulk artist ever, man. I don't even know this guy. But this was when I was out, not interested in comics in my college days, right? Post 1985. This is probably like 1990, 92. The Hulk, out of all Marvel characters, really disintegrated after issue 300. He was really like nothing like what I grew up with.
We gotta open that up.
Do I?
Yeah. The levels
cover,
of
man. He didn't do the inside.
Oh, well, I wonder who did the inside. From that era, I wonder if it was any better.
Dude, I was talking about it here.
Let me get the glasses on so I can see. Pencils by Jeff Purves. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Well, Jeff was on it for a while. Obviously, one of the artists who took over after Todd McFarlane, Jeff. But, he wanted to see the inside.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Seems like the splash page is nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
On the hill.
Yeah.
This is the Gray Hulk, right? I believe.
Probably, right.
Yep, it is. So...
Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of the Gray Hulk.
The Gray Hulk is got his own mind. He's not Bruce Banner. He kind of works as a hitman in Vegas. They call him Mr. Hitman. And he's kind of like a brute, does what he wants, but they kind of make him like a wisecrack artist, you know? It's kind of like a James Cagney. Who's the other guy? Edgar G. Robinson. Yeah. It definitely gangster, 1930s gangster kind of talk. His dialogue, his attitude is also 1930s old movies, gangster movie style. And I just wasn't really a fan of any era of the Hulk. Post 300 to 400 Hulk just doesn't do it for me.
Well, it's not the same character anymore, right?
Well, they just took him so far down. I liked when he had conflict. Oh, here you go.
What in the world is that? Oh, God.
This is the Hulk needs a laxative. He looks a little constipated there, don't he? He's working it out. He's trying to make room. He's dropping the kids off at the pool. But anyway.
Who's he fighting there? Is that supposed to be Werewolf by Night?
It's Mephisto.
Oh, Mephisto.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that Werewolf by Night? Oh, it's awful. What did they do to him?
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a werewolf.
This is post 1987, where nothing looks like anything you grew up with, man. This is Marvel Comics going down the tubes.
Jesus.
Well, now I feel like my grandparents when I tell you they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, that's right.
They sure don't make them like they used to, kids. I rest my case. I'll stay right here in my little bubble. I'll take these kind of comics any day.
Yep.
Over this.
This.
Anyway, I hope you liked our first debut episode of Worst and our Best and Worst Artists of every Marvel character there is.
So we don't know who we're doing next, but we got
a lot of time on our hands. So don't worry about it. Thanks for your suggestion, Bub. I'm gonna choke this guy. Thanks, man. No, really, dude. We have a lot of work, so it's fun, and we can make these short and sweet.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being here with us.
And I'm Pete. We'll see you guys next time on Comic Book Geezers.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
We'll see you. Bye.